Welcome to the Smiles Are Wild channel, brought to you by Pediatric Dental Associates and Orthodontics. My name is Amy Morgan. We will be bringing you fun and educational videos weekly to help you take better care of your child's oral health care needs at home and on the go. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to see all of our new videos. And remember, it doesn't really matter how you take care of your teeth as long as you take care of them from the beginning. Morning, everyone. Happy Monday. So we're going to start off with our usual disclaimers, and that is, if you can hear me, please let me know in the comments that you can hear this, and we will get started. I will start off with all the lovely little things we have to do beforehand, just to know. So first of all, my name is Amy Morgan. I'm the marketing coordinator here at Pediatric Dental Associates and Orthodontics. I would like to invite you to go ahead and follow us on all of our social media outlets. So on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and our podcast on iTunes. You can search Smiles Are Wild, and you should be able to find us there. On YouTube, you may have to search Pediatric Dental Associates and Orthodontics to actually find that channel. But all of our videos and content from our Facebook Lives end up over there on YouTube. And also a lot of the content that we have, we put that out there for podcasting. So if you don't have time to sit around and watch a video, you can definitely listen to it in the car, listen to it, whenever you need to. I know a lot of people are really into podcasting. So sometimes just listening to the information is just as easy. And you can find that again. Our podcasts are available on iTunes and Spotify. We also want to make sure that everyone is signed up for our email list for marketing materials. So anything that has to do with contest, education, anything outside of your normal appointment reminders, you can sign up for our email. There'll be a link in the comments as soon as this live is over. We'll get that out there. And if you sign up before tomorrow, you will be getting a free fall family fun guide to things that are happening right here in Northwest Arkansas. So it's a fun list. It's got some festivals on there. It talks about farmers markets and talks about kind of where to find the pumpkin patches and corn mazes in our area. And it's really cute. You can print it out, put it on your refrigerator. Let's see here. Is there anything else? All right, I think we are good to go here. Let's see. Sorry, we have a new format for this. So before I actually get started, I just want to make sure that everything is working properly. And all right, so today we're going to be talking about some great things. Okay, thanks, Kelby. That lets me know that you can at least see the live. Okay, so and then last thing, as far as announcements, sorry for the pause, is that we have a very busy month coming up. So October for us is usually a pretty busy month around here. So it is Orthodontic Health Month. So we will be doing a series of videos based on our orthodontics. And then also towards the end of the month, we are going to be starting our annual hunt for the golden pumpkin. So I will get all that information out. If you have followed us before and you're familiar with that, it primarily happens on Instagram. So you need to go follow us on Instagram. If you don't have Instagram, go sign up, even if it's just for us. Turn on your notifications. First, you need to find us at Smiles Are Wild. Then turn on your notifications so that you get all of our alerts, because toward heading into Halloween, we start hiding different kinds of colored pumpkins and gold pumpkins around Northwest Arkansas. And if you find the golden pumpkin, it's an automatic winner. And if you find any of the other painted pumpkins, then you get entered into a contest. And normally we're giving away like gift cards, for a substantial amount. So it's definitely worth the follow. And it is really fun to kind of see all the different places in Northwest Arkansas where we hide them. So just know that is coming up in the next couple of weeks. We'll announce when that is starting. And again, it is primarily done over on Instagram. And so you need to be following us there on Instagram. So if you're watching us here live on Facebook right now, you need to go over to Instagram, download it, get it, search Smiles Are Wild, and get your notifications turned on so that we can get that taken care of for you. All right. So for today, we are going to be discussing basically all the things that you could ever talk about mouth guards. So we're going to cover kind of what are they, why do we need to use them, where to purchase them, and how to kind of shop for those. Like not only like what store do you need to go to, but kind of what you're looking for when you're trying to buy a mouth guard, depending on your child's needs for that. How to keep your child possibly interested. So I have a couple little fun facts, that you might could share with them. And then also like how often we should be replacing those. So we're going to kind of go through a lot today. I will admit this is a subject I am not super versed on, so I do have a lot of notes today. But I do want to make sure that we're covering all the content that we possibly can. And remember, if you have any questions, please feel free to let us know. All right, so first of all, obviously, most of us know what a mouth guard is, but it is a protective item that protects their teeth from blows to the face and blows to the head. So mouth guards are an important piece of athletic equipment for anyone participating in sports. So it's normally some type of rubber, silicone, something, and they place it in their mouth and it's made to protect their teeth. And there are two, what I call two versions of mouth guards. One is just a regular mouth guard. So it just has just the mouth guard that goes around their teeth. And then a lot of them for football come with a lip protector. So a lip protector would have the actual outside piece that can be used to protect their lips from any damage. So there's a little bit of a difference. The one with the lip protector is always a lot larger, but it does have the mouth guard on the inside. And so believe me, when I walked into the store to buy all these, even I was like overwhelmed with the amount of choices there were and the whys and the hows and all of that. So we're going to go over a little bit of that today. There are 3 different types of mouth guards. One is a custom made mouth guard. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. A boil and bite mouth guard and a stock mouth guard. So a boiling bite is going to be the ones that you kind of heat with water and then you have your child bite down on it and it molds to their teeth. And then the stock ones are going to be more of the ones that don't require a boil and bite. And those tend to fit, they tend to be made a little bit better and last a little bit longer. It just kind of depends on your preference. And then as far as custom mouth guards, I'll talk about this again at the end, but custom mouth guards can be made by your dental professional. So at our office, we can make them in the office. You just call, make an appointment. We can take a traditional impression with the impression material, or we can even do a digital scan. And if we do the digital scan, we can actually send that out to the lab, and it is actually a very, very customized fit directly just for your mouth. So we do offer those. They run anywhere from $50 to $150, depending on exactly what we're needing to do with that. And they will last for a season, just depending on the wear and tear of that. Okay, so just know we do offer custom mouth guards within our practice, and all you have to do is call and make an appointment for that. And the first appointment will consist of the impression or the scan of their teeth. And then if they're doing just the impression and they want it made in office, that level can usually be ready same day. But if we're doing a scan and having to send it out to the lab for a more durable, more versatile one, then those take a couple weeks for the turnaround, just so you're prepared for that. Okay, so I have a few statistics I want to go over just so we can kind of get an idea of why mouth guards are so important. So this just says youth and adolescent sports participation has grown steadily over the years. It is estimated that 20 to 25 million youths participate in competitive sports. That's a lot. As a result, obviously, with this growth in the levels, the incidence of injury has also increased. Some have reported to account for an approximately 36% of all unintentional injuries to children and adolescents. So sports injuries are, making up, a third of injuries to children. And of those injuries, 10 to 20% are maxillofacial injuries or injuries to the mouth. And those statistics are from the American Dental Association. Also, the National Youth Sports Foundation reports that dental injuries are the most common type of oral facial injury sustained during sports participation. They contend that an athlete is 60 times more likely to sustain damage to the teeth when not wearing a protective mouth guard. So often these times, especially tooth injuries, can be permanent and will normally require some type of medical intervention from, an oral surgeon, a dentist, something like that. So obviously you can see where our concern is. I will say that as far as my children, we wear mouth guards for football. But going forward, now that I've done all this research, we will be wearing them for basketball, baseball, and everything else. Because once you start kind of thinking about it, it does make a lot of sense. So mouth guards are made to prevent dental injuries, obviously. Some experts recommend that mouth guards be worn by athletes in competitive and recreational sports in which impact, contact, and collision are likely to occur. So here is a very long list of all of the sports that the American Dental Association recommends that you wear a mouth guard for. So acrobats or gymnastics, basketball, boxing, field hockey, football, handball, ice hockey, lacrosse, martial arts, racquetball, roller hockey, rugby, shot putting, skateboarding, skiing, skydiving, soccer, squash, surfing, volleyball, water polo, weightlifting, and wrestling. And then I mentioned baseball and softball, and they just have a little disclaimer in here that's for infielders, I guess, on that list. They also further recommend that not only do they wear them during games, but they wear them in practices as well. The more often they're wearing it, obviously, the more protected that they are. And then, the reason that we're doing that is to prevent them from losing teeth. I mean, yes, we have 6-year-olds that just fall on the ground and their front permanent tooth can come out. And that totally happens. But you could also, be hit in the mouth, for football, even though they're wearing a guard on their helmet, all those things that can still happen. During baseball, they could be hit in the mouth with the ball. During basketball, they could be hit in the mouth with the elbow. There are lots of things, or even the ball. There are lots of things that can happen during any kind of sports activity. And the last thing on their mind really is to cover their mouth. So if you already had the protection there, then you're more likely to be able to prevent that from happening. Let's see. One of the things that, as far as we want you to understand, is our emergency services. So we understand that sometimes even with a mouth guard, things can happen, or even if it's, just something where they don't have their mouth guard in, or a non-sports related injury, we do have an emergency line. So you can call that emergency line at any time. So we have an after-hours service. You just dial our regular phone number. It's 479-582-0600. You will get a after-hours assistant who will walk you through what has happened with the injury, and then we will contact the dentist on call if that's necessary. Sometimes things, even just as dental pain come up, but injuries are also important. And, we stress it a lot that one of the major injuries, and the one that we see the most, that we're like, you've got to get to the dentist now, is when a permanent tooth has come out of their mouth. So if it is permanently avulsed from their mouth. Other than that, a lot of those other things can always be corrected, but you want to try to get in touch with your dentist within about 2 hours of that injury. So don't wait till the next day. Don't do any of that. Like, call us as soon as you can, or your dental provider in your area. It actually says here, it says it is important to remember that time is critical when handling dental injuries. Do not allow the athlete to wait until the end of the game to seek treatment for a dental injury. Transport them to a dentist within 2 hours for the best outcomes. Now, I completely understand that, your son or your daughter is going to want to stay in the game and all those kinds of things. And if it's that bad that they can't play, they need to get to the dentist. There are a couple of things that they might could get by with, but we just want to make the recommendation that you get to the dentist as soon as possible, or at least get a dentist on the phone. So don't wait till after the game to call somebody. You can call the dentist while your child is still playing and try to figure out kind of what needs to be done in the meantime, okay? And we'll kind of let you know whether they should continue playing or not. So now we kind of know some of that. Another additional fact that I found out today, and this one really kind of shocked me, is that studies have shown that actually wearing a mouth guard can lower the risk of concussion. So I know with football, a lot of the talk all is around concussions and about the dangers of that. And as parents are not letting their children play football because of these things, and that is totally on your call. The studies and things like that, parents are making those decisions based on that, and we completely understand that. But when I was speaking to Dr. Jason, who's our orthodontist, he actually explained to me that because of the way that concussions work, sometimes that them getting hit in the mouth, if there was a protectant there or something to kind of soften the blow per se, then it tends to lower the risk of a concussion. I won't get into all the science of that because he gave me a bunch of terms that, didn't even make sense to me, but that's okay. But there are studies out there that show that mouth guards can lower the risk. They can't prevent them, but they can lower the risk of that. So I think that that's a very important thing to remember as we're going forward, as our children are getting into sports. If you have younger children at home and they're getting into those, just start practicing now that they have to wear a mouth guard for everything, and then they'll understand it. I know, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. A lot of kids complain that it's hard to breathe or it's hard to talk or things like that. So there are a whole lot of different mouth guards out there that you can try out to kind of see how it goes. So let's see. So let's just talk about selecting the right mouth guard. So the American Dental Association says that a mouth guard should be comfortable, resistant to tearing, and resilient. A mouth guard should fit properly, be durable, easily cleaned, and not restrict speech or breathing. It's important to remember damaged teeth. It is also important to remember that damaged teeth don't grow back. So protect that perfect smile and wear a mouth guard. So those were some things that I thought were really important to just make sure of the whys and why we're doing this. Now we can go on to the part where when I walked into Academy to purchase all of these mouth guards this weekend, that it can be very overwhelming and you don't really know. And you've also got the pressure of the fact that your kid doesn't think it's cool or whatever. So the very first one we're going to talk about is one that we get the most common questions about, and that is because in football in general, a mouth guard is required. So for most youth sports and even in high school, they require you to wear a mouth guard during football. So that one seems pretty set in stone as far as like what your requirements are. But one of the number one questions we get is when kids get their braces on, they don't really know what to do because now that mouth guard, that just regular mouth guard doesn't fit. So the number one mouth guard that we recommend for our orthodontic patients is made by Shock Doctor. And they make just a one layer so that goes on the upper. So this is the Shock Doctor for braces. And so they make this one and it's made to fit their teeth. So it's an instant fit. It's a special ortho channel, fits around brace brackets and adapts to changes in tooth position as braces are adjusted, providing an instant fit and protection from lacerations. So even though they may not like hit their face and completely knock out a tooth or break a tooth, when they're in braces, those brackets can hit their gums and bust their lip open and things like that. So this protects from that as well. So this is the single arch one. And then they also make a double. So they make a double for upper and lower. And so this is just called double braces. This is just their basic Shock Doctor for braces and double braces. And it says it's the number one mouth guard in the world, and it has the approval of the American Association of Orthodontists. So that's very important. The fit is an instant fit. It's essential protection for upper and bottom braces, center breathing channels for free airflow. So it has all the recommended things that the ADA is talking about for that. And you can find these at an Academy. I believe we used to have them for sale in our practice as well, but you can find these at, I found ours at the Academy. So, and you can also, they have a website too, so you can find them there. And, they come in youth, which is, this says 11 and up, and then, or no, 11 minus, sorry, that's a minus, not an up, whatever. So 11 and under would be in a youth, and then 12 and up would be in the adult size. And that is because even though they're not an adult, they have adult dentition or adult permanent teeth. So usually by around age 12 to 14, they've got all their permanent teeth. So that's why that's the difference. So it's not necessarily your child's age per se, it's the teeth that they have as far as what they're trying to tell you to buy. Okay. So that's a Shock Doctor for braces, but Shock Doctor also makes a lot of other ones. You'll notice that one is missing a lip guard. So you would have the teeth protected, but not necessarily the lip. But the way that fits is it would fit there, and then it would keep the brackets protected from your gums as well on the inside. And then Shock Doctor also offers one for football, which is an instant fit, no boiling, convertible tether. This one also works with braces, and it's the Max Airflow with the lip guard. So this one has a bigger air hole now. I guess they're making them a little bit bigger because people have been complaining about not being able to breathe properly or whatever. But it has an air hole. It has a full arch upper and lower bite surface, protects all the teeth, and maximum airflow, meets national and state high school rules, latex free, BPA free, all those things. So a lot of these that I'm going to go over are all fairly kind of similar, kind of different, just depending on the different features that they have. But one of the things we want to stress is that usually in youth football, they're giving you just the regular boil and bite mouth guard. Now, whatever works for you is fine. And we understand that sometimes that's just what you have and that's what you're using. I know that we buy, for my family, we usually buy the kids a mouth guard for the season. If they lose it, we end up back on the boil and bite because we don't have time to go to the store. And, some protection is better than nothing. But one of the things that we want to stress about some of these other mouth guards, a lot of parents will say, well, they're a little bit more expensive. And so I would say most of these were between 12 to, there was one that was 35. I can't remember which one. But between 12 and $35. But on, I think every one of these, I'll have to look at the back of all of them. They all come with an insurance policy. So like for instance, the Max Airflow has a $10,000 dental warranty. So they come with warranties. And so if something was to happen, there's a process you can go through to file if they were to get an injury that the mouth guard should have prevented. I'm not really sure exactly, what the paperwork is on that or how many hoops you'd have to jump through for that. But, that is available. And that is part of the reason why you're paying more. So you can think of it as like a phone case, your otter boxes, your life proofs, you're paying more money, but you're paying for that insurance. You're paying for that replacement. So these don't have a replacement warranty, but they do have an insurance policy on them. So when you're looking at the cost of that, that's something that's important. So I know for us, they didn't have them available at Academy, but we bought an Under Armour brand. It has an insurance policy on it. I stuck the receipt inside the case and put the case in the cabinet for this season. And when we throw that mouth guard away, I'll throw that away. But just some things to think about when you're weighing the cost of what's important. A lot of these do come with an insurance or a warranty policy on there. Okay, so you want to make sure you're checking for the level of protection and the fit. Also, I know a lot of times it's hard for girls to wear them. I did find a pink one, super cute. So this would be cute even for boys. And boys like pink. I'm fine with that. I just mean in general. So for breast cancer awareness. So a lot of the guys will wear these for football. They'll wear their pink socks and their pink headbands. And this is an additional one that they could get. It's actually flavored. It's bubblegum flavored. But it's going to have it says it has a gel fit liner for tight, comfortable fit. And it has some of the same things, but I thought this one was really cool because it is flavored. They had a lot of other flavors. They were all the flavors of like Gatorade minus this one. So it was like lemon lime, orange, the blue raspberry. It was very sports themed as far as the flavors. So anyway, this one's cute for breast cancer awareness and or a girl and or the boys that like all the pink stuff. So that's super cool. So then we also have just the basic Gel Max for youth, and these come in different colors. So that's another way to kind of get your kids to, excuse me, another way to get your kids kind of liking wearing them. These would work for basketball too. So they're not going to necessarily wear the lip protector on the outside during basketball, but these smaller ones would totally work for that. And then you can see we have a lot of different ones back here. So I kind of already went over the double braces one for the youth, but Shock Doctor also makes the ones with the lip guards. There's mouth guard cases. So you can buy these, and it has a little, I don't know if you see, has a little hook on it. And so you can attach this to their football bag or whatever it is that they take all their stuff home in. That kind of thing, so they can keep up with it, especially if it doesn't have a tether and it's not tethered to their helmet, or if they play like high school football and all their helmets like go in a truck or something when they're traveling, then they could carry this with them and the mouth guard just wouldn't be out there with everything else. But so Shock Doctor makes one protector case, and so does Battle. And then Shock Doctor also came out with this one, which I think it's a hilarious name, but it's called Trash Talker. So if your kid really likes to trash talk, I guess, during sports, this one allows them to be able to speak a lot easier, and it also helps them to breathe a little bit better. This one has a $50,000 dental warranty on it. It says speak easy, breathe easy, custom like fit, built to protect, and no funny business. So it is latex free, BPA free. Less material. This is the slim line, so it's less material, lower profile, best for speaking. And then on the back, see, even when you're looking at these, you can see on the back. I don't know how well that's going to show up in the camera, but it has all the sports on it. So it has football, hockey, lacrosse, baseball, basketball, soccer. So again, if you're just reading the back of it, that's the best way to kind of know what they're looking for as far as your kid's going to go straight to the design. So let them pick out a couple of designs, and then you decide kind of which one that you feel better about keeping around for them. Nike makes some with the airflow. Under Armour makes the ones with airflow, which is the one we have for my son. Anyway, this is just basically all to say that there are a lot of choices, and we understand that can be overwhelming. We're here to help with your questions. Um, Another thing that I found interesting is normally in like youth sports, your season's over fairly quickly. Shouldn't be that big of a deal, but most of these are only good for one season. So I would say a 2 to 3 month time period. But and then you should be getting rid of that. The last thing I want to talk about is kind of just more of a how to kind of talk to your kids about the fact that they need to wear them during other sports other than football. And I don't think it'll be too tough, but as you probably already know, LeBron James and Steph Curry wear mouth guards during basketball. They obviously pay to have them custom made, so they're super cool and they have their name on them or their number on them or whatever. But once they start to see these professional athletes kind of take the lead on that, they'll tend to think it's a little bit more cool. So definitely, if you can get them talked into that for other sports, we know with football it's not hard, but with basketball, and especially in girls, we're just hoping that y'all can get the encouragement out there to them, to push them to understand the importance of wearing the mouth guard. And once they get used to it, it'll be like second nature. Just some fun things is so prior to 2007, Steph Curry did not wear a mouth guard. So he started wearing a mouth guard in 2007 because during a game he had to have 7 stitches from an elbow to the face. And in the article I read, it the very next day he went out and bought a mouth guard and has been wearing one ever since. Now the funny thing is he likes to chew on it, so he goes through 12 mouth guards a season. NBA season is longer than a regular season, so that's kind of understandable. But he goes through 12 a season because he chews on them. And so he basically in the article was talking about how it's basically like a tradition for him, like chewing gum is, or listening to the right song with the headphones or whatever. It kind of like helps him, keep it's a thing that he does for good luck or whatever. So it's just really funny to hear about that. And then I did look up. So the other person who I know is infamous for wearing mouth guards during basketball is LeBron James, and he wears custom mouth guards that are made by Gladiator Guards, and they make mouth guards more specified for boxing, MMA, and other fighting sports. So, and then another fun fact is that Steph Curry's mouth guard, because he's been known to get a little upset about things, and he has thrown his mouth guard. His mouth guard actually has several Twitter accounts, and his mouth guards tend to get auctioned off for like a lot of money. Like one went for like $25,000. So I thought those were some fun facts that I found during my research. But if your kids are having issues not wanting to wear the mouth guard, you can always bring it up at their dental visits and just have, the dentist tell them. You could talk to their coaches about it. I would definitely say that if you have an older child, middle school or higher, who you're getting mouth guards for that aren't a requirement. So if it's not football and it's another sport and you want them to wear the mouth guard, make sure their coach knows, make sure the girlfriend or the boyfriend knows they're supposed to wear it, because then maybe their influence will help them to wear it. But overall, we just want to make sure, that you have the information that you need to provide, dental injury protection for your children. You can always ask us questions whenever you have any questions about mouth guards, anything like that, any type of dental injuries, any type of emergencies. That's what we're here for. As far as our philosophy, we just want to make sure that you have the information that you need to make informed decisions for your child's oral health care. We want to thank you again for watching today. And we hope that this information was helpful. Again, if you have any questions, you can leave those in the comments and we will get to those as soon as we can. As we are wrapping up, I will remind everyone who may be watching that we are having a contest. And so if you share this video to your family and friends and then come back and comment what size mouth guard your child would wear, so that'd be youth or adult, and the descriptions are in the descriptions of what youth and adult are in the description to this live. We are going to be giving away all of these mouth guards. So this is around $350 worth of mouth guards. So we're going to be giving them all away to different individuals. As we draw the winners, we will just be giving you the youth or adult that you requested or that you commented with. So if you commented both, we may just have to give you the one that's available at the time. We'll see how that process goes out as far as the drawing. But again, all these mouth guards that I purchased were purchased from Academy. And so you can buy them at any sporting goods store in your area. Or also don't forget that as an office as a whole, we do custom mouth guards here in our practice. And those run anywhere from $50 to $150. There's a certain one that can be done same day, and there's a certain one that has to be sent out to the lab, but we'd be happy to discuss that with you if you give us a call to make that appointment. Again, that's it. Make sure you're following us on all of our social media by searching Smiles Are Wild on Facebook, Instagram, and iTunes and Spotify podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube by searching Pediatric Dental Associates and Orthodontics. Again, just to sign off, my name is Amy Morgan, and I handle all of our marketing here at PDA&O, and we hope that we will see you guys again soon. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and go visit us on SmilesAreWild.com.